Hello, my friends. Welcome to Learn English with the Bible. Imagine you are very far from your home. You are in a new country. The people look different. They speak a different language. You feel alone. You feel sad. Now, imagine you have a choice. You can go back to your old home, your family, and everything you know. Or you can stay in this new place with one person you love. What would you do? This is a question from a very old and beautiful story. It is a story about love, sadness, and finding a new home. It is the story of a woman named Ruth. But before we begin our story today, please help our small channel grow. If you want to learn English with more stories from the Bible, please click the subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss our next story. It helps us so much. Thank you. Our story starts a long time ago, in a place called Bethlehem. But there was a big problem in Bethlehem. There was no rain. When there is no rain, food cannot grow. This is called a famine. A famine means there is nothing to eat. A man named Elimelech lived in Bethlehem. He had a wife named Naomi and 2 sons. Because there was no food, Elimelech made a hard choice. He moved his family to a different country. The country was called Moab. They went to Moab to find food. At first, they were strangers there, but life went on. The 2 sons grew up. They married women from Moab. One wife was named Orpah. The other wife was named Ruth. For a time, the family was together. But then, terrible things happened. First, Elimelech the father died. Naomi was now a widow. A widow is a woman whose husband has died. Then, the 2 sons also became sick and died, both of them. Now, Naomi, Orpah, and Ruth were all alone. Can you imagine how sad Naomi was? She was in a foreign country. Her husband was dead. Her sons were dead. She had no family left in Moab. One day, Naomi heard some news from her old home, Bethlehem. She heard, "The famine is over. There is food again in Bethlehem." Naomi decided to go home. She wanted to go back to her own people. She started walking. Her 2 daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth, walked with her. They loved Naomi very much. But after some time on the road, Naomi stopped. She turned to the young women. She said to them, go back to your mother's homes. You have been very kind to me and to my sons. I pray that God will be kind to you. I pray you will find new husbands and have happy lives." She kissed them goodbye. They all began to cry. Orpah cried very hard. She kissed Naomi goodbye. Then she turned and walked back to her home in Moab. It was a very sad moment, but it was a smart choice. She was going home to her family. But Ruth did not leave. Naomi looked at Ruth. She said, "Look, your sister-in-law Orpah has gone back to her people and to her gods. Go with her, go home." But Ruth did not move. She spoke. And what she said is very famous. Her words are full of love. She said, "Don't ask me to leave you. Don't tell me to stop following you. Where you go, I will go. Where you live, I will live. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried." These are beautiful and powerful words. Ruth made a choice. She chose to stay with Naomi. She chose to leave her country forever. She chose to follow Naomi's God. She had nothing. She had no husband. She had no children. She had no money. But she had love. And she had loyalty. Loyalty means staying with someone, even when it is hard. Naomi saw that Ruth was strong in her decision. She stopped asking her to leave. The 2 women walked together toward Bethlehem. So, Naomi and Ruth arrived in Bethlehem. It was a small town. When the women of the town saw Naomi, they were surprised. "Is this really Naomi?" they asked. Naomi was very sad. She said to them, "Don't call me Naomi. The name Naomi means pleasant. Call me Mara. Mara means bitter, because God has made my life very bitter. I left this town with my husband and 2 sons. I come back with nothing. And next to Naomi stood Ruth. The people looked at her. She was different. She was a foreigner. She was from Moab. In Bethlehem, people did not like people from Moab. She was an outsider. An outsider is someone who does not belong. They were 2 poor widows. They had no money. They had no food. They had no friends. How would they live? In those times, there was a special law to help poor people. When farmers cut their grain, they had to leave some extra grain on the ground. The poor people could follow the workers and pick up the extra grain. This was called gleaning. It was hard work, but it gave them food. Ruth said to Naomi, "Please, let me go to the fields. Let me follow the workers and glean some grain. I will find a kind person who will let me work." Naomi said, "Go ahead, my daughter." So Ruth went to work. She did not know it, but she went to a field that belonged to a rich man named Boaz. Boaz was a good man. He was also from the family of Naomi's husband, Elimelech. But Ruth did not know this yet. She worked hard all day in the hot sun. She bent down, picked up grain, bent down, picked up grain. Later that day, Boaz came to his field to check his workers. He saw Ruth. He asked his foreman, the boss of the workers, "Who is that woman?" The foreman answered, "She is the young woman from Moab. She came back with Naomi. She asked to work, and she has worked very hard all day without resting." Boaz felt kindness for Ruth. He went to her and said, "Listen to me. Don't go to work in any other field. Stay here with my women workers. I have told the men not to bother you. When you are thirsty, drink from the water jars." Ruth was surprised. She bowed down to him. She asked, "Why are you so kind to me? I'm just a foreigner." Boaz answered, "I have heard about you. I have heard how you left your own country and your family to take care of your mother-in-law, Naomi. I have heard how you came to a people you did not know. You have shown great kindness. May God reward you for what you have done." At lunchtime, Boaz invited her to eat with him and the workers. He gave her plenty of food. When she went back to work, he told his men, "Let her glean even among the bundles of grain, and pull out some extra grain from your bundles and leave it on the ground for her." Because of Boaz's kindness, Ruth gleaned a huge amount of grain that day. She carried it home to Naomi. Naomi could not believe her eyes. "Where did you glean today?" she asked. "God bless the man who helped you." Ruth told her everything. She said, "The man I worked with today is named Boaz." When Naomi heard the name Boaz, her heart filled with hope. Hope is the feeling that something good can happen. Naomi said, "That man is our relative. He is from our family. He can protect us." In those days, a close family member could help a widow. He could marry her and give her a family. He was called a kinsman redeemer. It is a big word. It means a special protector from the family. Naomi saw that God was providing for them. He was giving them a way out of their sadness. Naomi had a plan. It was a brave plan. She told Ruth, "Boaz will be working tonight at the threshing floor. That is the place where they clean the grain. Wash yourself, put on your best clothes, and go to him. Tell him that he is our family protector. Ask him to help us." This was a very bold and dangerous thing for a woman to do alone at night. But Ruth trusted Naomi, and she trusted God. She said, "I will do everything you say." She went to the threshing floor at night. She waited. When Boaz lay down to sleep, she lay down quietly near his feet. In the middle of the night, Boaz woke up. He was surprised to find a woman at his feet. "Who are you?" he asked. She answered, "I am Ruth. You are our family protector. Please take care of me and Naomi." Boaz was not angry. He was impressed by her courage. He said, "You are a wonderful woman. Don't worry. I will help you." But there was a problem. There was another man in the family who was a closer relative. By law, that man had the first choice to help Ruth. The next morning, Boaz went to the town gate. He met with the other relative and the town leaders. He explained the situation. The other man decided he did not want to marry Ruth. He said, "You can do it." So Boaz announced to everyone, "Today I am taking Ruth to be my wife. I will take care of her and Naomi." The people were very happy. They prayed for Ruth and Boaz. So Boaz married Ruth. Ruth, the poor foreigner from Moab, became the wife of a good and rich man. God gave her a new home. God gave her a new family. Time passed. God blessed Ruth and Boaz with a baby. It was a son. They named him Obed. Can you imagine Naomi's joy? She had been so sad and bitter. She had lost her husband and her 2 sons. But now she held a new baby in her arms. Her friends said to her, "Praise God. He has given you a family again through your daughter-in-law Ruth, who loves you." Naomi became the baby's nurse. She helped take care of him. The sadness in her life turned to joy. And here is the most amazing part of the story. Obed grew up. He had a son named Jesse, and Jesse had a son named David. David became the greatest king of Israel. And many, many years later, a baby was born in Bethlehem. He was from the family of David. He was from the family of Ruth. That baby was Jesus. Ruth, the poor stranger from a foreign land, became the great-grandmother of King David. And she is an ancestor of Jesus. God took her small, faithful life and used it to change the whole world. What can we learn from Ruth? We learn about loyalty and love. Ruth showed us what it means to be a true friend. We learn that God sees us, even when we feel alone or like an outsider. And we learn that our small, everyday choices can have a big purpose. Ruth just worked hard and was kind, and God used her life in a powerful way. For you, my friend, the English learner, you are a little bit like Ruth. English is a new language. It might feel like a foreign country. Sometimes you might feel like an outsider. You might feel like giving up. But remember Ruth, she was brave. She worked hard every day, gleaning in the fields. You must work hard every day, learning new words. Every new word is like a piece of grain you pick up. It might seem small, but one day you will look back and see how much you have learned. You will have a new skill and a new way to communicate. Be loyal to your goal like Ruth was loyal to Naomi. Keep going. Thank you for listening to this story from the Bible with me today. I hope you enjoyed learning about Ruth. If this story helped you learn some new English words, please like this video. It really helps our channel. And please tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? What is one new word you learned today? I read all your comments and I'm so happy to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to Learn English with the Bible for more simple and beautiful stories. Until our next story, take care of yourself, be kind to others, and keep learning. Goodbye for now, my friends.